Top 10 things that would happen if all insects suddenly disappeared. Insect life isn't simple on our human planet. For the most part, people see insects negatively, whether they're stunning butterflies or dazzling fireflies. Something that bugs someone is defined as unpleasant, and the word insect is even used to designate unimportant people. Although there are times when living in harmony is difficult, the elimination of insects would have far-reaching effects because they are essential to the survival of almost every living thing on Earth. So in this video, we'll tell you about the top 10 things that would happen if all insects suddenly disappeared, so stay tuned till the end. But before starting, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And now, let's get started. 10. There would be no MDF or insecticides. The United States consumes the second highest amount of pesticides in the world, according to a 2019 study, which found that 2 million tons are used worldwide each year. The use of pesticides is essential in the food production process, but their overuse endangers ecosystems, animals, and humans. An estimated 4,000 to 20,000 incidences of cancer are caused by legally permitted residual pesticides in food each year, according to the U.S. National Academy of Sciences. 70% of pesticide studies had detrimental impacts on important soil organisms, according to a study from 2021. Pesticides also damage soil health. Because of this, we really must reevaluate and alter our current approaches to pesticide regulation. 9. Many plants would die out. On Earth, there are roughly 391,000 plant species, of which approximately 94% are blooming plants. Of these flowering plants, approximately 88% are dependent on animal pollination, mostly insects. Insect pollinators are noted for their effective cross-pollination abilities, which are made possible by their flight. Notably, plants that are essential for the production of vegetables, fruits, medicines, and fibers are significantly dependent on these pollinators. Insects benefit from flowers as a source of food, and in the process of their search for nutrition, they accidentally help plants by dispersing pollen. In the absence of pollinators such as bees, butterflies, wasps, and other insects, the majority of blooming plants that are pollinated by animals are in danger of extinction. This highlights the delicate balance that exists within the ecological food chain. 8. The world would say goodbye to honey, chocolate, and coffee. Food production relies heavily on animal pollinators, particularly insects. Worldwide, pollinators such as bees, birds, and bats are essential to the plant food chain, which provides us with 3/4 of our daily calories. Nearly 1/3 of the world's plant-based sustenance comes from bees alone. Yet, according to the FAO, pollinator populations, especially insects, are declining, which is a major concern. Bees, butterflies, and other pollinators are vanishing, and with them, delicious delicacies like honey. According to pollinator.org, the loss of insects would also spell the end of many useful crops, including almonds, bananas, apples, avocados, strawberries, grapes, and tomatoes. Insects also provide plant-based lipids and oils that are necessary in cooking. Favorites like chocolate and coffee may also be at risk of loss. 7. Plant-eating animals would go extinct. The global food network is vulnerable to the extinction of plants because of the creatures that depend on them for survival. According to Live Science, herbivores are extremely important to ecological stability since they devour plants. They control population growth and are classified according to the foods they eat, such as frutivores and nectarivores. The ability to digest plant stuff efficiently is a result of the evolutionary adaptations that herbivores have. While certain animals, like deer, may consume meat on occasion, it's highly improbable that they will entirely switch to a meat-only diet. The disappearance of insects will have an impact on both herbivores and carnivores. 6. Insect-eating animals would die off. The unexpected disappearance of their principal source of sustenance would provide substantial difficulties for insectivores, who are dependent on a wide variety of insects to meet their nutritional requirements. There are approximately 2,700 different species of lizards, as well as arachnids such as spiders and scorpions, amphibians such as frogs, and mammals such as pangolins, anteaters, and bats that are dependent on being fed by insects. Not only do birds, such as bluebirds, Hummingbirds, nighthawks, swallows, warblers, and woodpeckers substantially rely on protein-rich insects for their survival, but they also rely on them for the survival of their young offspring. Because of the complex web of interdependence that exists between various species, it is essential to ensure that insect populations are maintained. 5. Meat eaters would sue here too. All living things, from plants to herbivores and predators, depend on the light that the sun provides. There will be disastrous results if the food web is disrupted in any way. The reliance on other creatures for sustenance was highlighted in a 2019 research of more than 1,000 animal species, which indicated that 63% were carnivores and 3% were omnivores. Due to their unique digestive processes, carnivores are unable to adopt a vegetarian diet. Major carnivore groups such as dogs, felines, bears, seals, raccoons, weasels, otters, and hyenas would starve to death if insects were to disappear from the environment. This would have far-reaching consequences for omnivores like humans. 4. Humanity would synthesize, consume, and pollute a whole lot more. Efforts to eradicate insects on a global scale endanger not just our food supply, but also essential materials used in sectors such as textiles. The loss of pollinators threatens the continued availability of natural fibers like silk, cotton, and flax, which has led to a shift towards synthetic fibers like acrylic and polyester. Because of this change, there is a greater chance of skin irritation and illness, even though it will alleviate supply concerns. Also, there are long-term environmental effects of synthetic fiber production contamination. Microplastics from textiles make up 35% of annual ocean dumping. In addition to producing non-biodegradable waste that lasts for more than 200 years, Forbes reports that the yearly production of polyester fiber uses almost 70 million barrels of oil. 3. Worldwide soil quality would here. Soil health is essential for agricultural production, and insects and other arthropods are vital to this process. Their actions pave the way for vital elements like water, oxygen, and nutrients to get to the roots of plants. Some of the most dreaded pests, like cockroaches, actually add nitrogen to the soil through their excrement. The exoskeletons of moving insects disperse microbes and nutrients, hastening the breakdown of organic materials. Nutrient availability for plants is improved by this technique. The dominance of certain species can hurt crop yields, but burrowing insects play an important role in maintaining a healthy subsurface food chain. 2. Dead bodies would liquidate the planet. The rapid decomposition of deceased creatures is facilitated by decomposers, which include insects like ants, beetles, and carrion flies. They clean up after other creatures by eating their waste and returning nutrients to the ecosystem. Dead plants, animals, and garbage would pile up on Earth if decomposers weren't around. Because of their acute sense of smell, carrion flies are incredibly adept at depositing their eggs onto dead animals. Decomposers play a crucial role in preserving ecological balance, as hundreds or thousands of hatching larvae feed on the remnants and only leave after they mature. 1. Humanity would never reach its full potential. The extinction of insects is a major reason for concern, since it could lead to the loss of important information that could save lives. Apitherapy, which uses insects to treat conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, and the use of maggots and sawing ants to treat deep wounds are two examples of the important roles that insects play in traditional medicine. Honey and beeswax, too, had their uses in medicine. The use of insects in medicine, known as entomotherapy, is still a relatively new yet exciting area of study, even if contemporary medicine has progressed beyond this reliance. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.